It's Friday night in Wilmette, and for the first time this decade, the lights will shine bright on Mount Carmel versus Loyola. The Caravan come in at 8-0, first in their conference, and they're chasing perfection. But the Ramblers are 4-3, and they're hungry to make the playoffs, and they're ready to shock the state. You can feel it from Sheridan Road all the way to the lakefront. Two storied programs, one electric night. It's Mount Carmel, it's Loyola, it's a historic night up in Wilmette. My name is Rocco Lopez, as always joined alongside by Brendan Agler and Cal Cavazzos. Guys, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. I think we're going to win this game.
I'm feeling it too.
The Ramblers, they're 4-3. We're 8-0. We got the momentum. So, yeah.
I'm really excited. Two great teams. Every year it's probably the two best teams in the state. You can count on that. Had some great history in this rivalry. I'm really excited.
This is something I want to touch on before we get started with anything else this game. Caravan have 8 wins. The Ramblers are 4-3. And I don't know about you guys, but Mr. Jackson Dvorak, freshman year, told me that 4-3 does not equal 8.
It does not.
Loyola Academy did not have a Week 2 game this season. That means that they're chasing the playoffs this game. If they lose this game, they're going to drop to 4-4. That's going to eliminate them, or possibly eliminate them from the playoffs. So that's not a good thing for Loyola. They're 3-peat state champions. It would be the first time since 2001 that they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, that's crazy. That didn't even sound right, thinking that Loyola versus Mount Carmel could determine a huge playoff spot for either team. You'd think these teams basically have a buy-in, but it's been shocked. I thought Loyola was going to be really good. They still got some studs in their team, but having a chance to knock them out of the playoffs is huge because you could think about last year. They beat us really bad in our home field, so knocking them out in the playoffs would be a really good way to get back at them.
Yeah, something else I want to touch on. This game will not decide the CCL Blue. For the first time in 4 years, Mount Carmel versus Loyola will not decide the CCL Blue. The CCL Blue championship is between Mount Carmel and Brother Rice. If the Caravan lose this game and the Crusaders win, then there will be a tie. Brother Rice cannot win the CCL Blue. There will be a tie for the CCL Blue championship. Fans, we got a great pregame show coming your way. We've got a special guest today, too. Special guest will be coming on right now after this commercial.
Stay tuned for the guest, yeah.
Building men since 1900 through Catholic Carmelite values. Time does not stand still, but one thing at 64th and Dante does. Our mission of teaching boys to become men. Our motto states, you came to Mount Carmel as a boy. If you care to struggle and work at it, you'll leave as a man. Come experience how Mount Carmel changes lives. We are MC.
Mr. Perlberg, welcome onto the show.
Rocco, how's it going?
It's going great.
It is going great.
It is going great. Great day at school today. Fantastic day. And tomorrow, the Caravan will take on the Ramblers. 6:30 p.m., broadcasted on the U. As always, fans, the way we start off these pregame shows is not by looking at the Mount Carmel game, but by looking at other schools' games. The first game that we have going on at Baker Stadium, Carmel Catholic, Friday at 6:30. The number 7 seeded Fenwick Friars, 6-2, will head to the home of the Carmel Catholic Corsairs. Number 12 seeded 6-2 as well. Cal?
Yeah, these are two great teams. Carmel is rolling. They've been playing great. Fenwick also. We can't pass by Fenwick last week, giving us a run for our money. They looked very impressive. That's definitely the best Fenwick team I've seen in a while. And I think this will be a good game for sure. Two teams that are really trying to prove themselves. But I think Fenwick will pull this one away. Carmel Catholic, they got Trey Taylor, stud quarterback going to Nebraska, throwing 8 touchdowns a game.
Yeah,
He's going to be hard to stop.
He just shut down his recruitment as well.
Yeah.
He's fully in at Nebraska.
This will be a shootout for sure, but I think the Friars will take this one 49-42.
Brandon?
Yeah, I got the Friars, Rocco, just because, I haven't seen Carmel Catholic play live at all this season. I just only heard good things about them. But last week, me and Cal had the opportunity to watch the Friars play, and they put on a show, giving the Caravan a real run for their money. So I think I'm going to have the Friars on this one, 27-20.
Yeah, something I want to mention about Fenwick. Their quarterback, not the best, not the tallest, but what he lacks in arm strength, he makes up for in his legs. Tommy and Jake Dees, two of the best safeties in the state. Who am I missing? Fenwick's receivers, fantastic. Fenwick's running back, fantastic. Mr. Perlberg?
Well, you guys did some good research. I have a much more scientific method. First off, Catholic League White Division, maybe the most fun division in the state this year. The only bummer is that this awesome matchup isn't to determine the league championship between the two, because I think Montini's already got it wrapped up.
Montini does have it wrapped up.
But what a cool atmosphere it would be if that was on the line. This is how you decide games like this. Fenwick plays Montini close, loses by 2. Carmel Catholic plays Montini close, only loses by 1. It's got to be the Corsairs. Our Carmelite friends up in Mundelein get it done.
I'm also going to take our Carmelite friends up in Mundelein. Give me Carmel Catholic 23, Fenwick 22. I think this is going to be a closer game than people expect. I think Fenwick's going to go for that 2-point conversion to win the game, and I don't think that they're going to get it. The next game that we have, St. Francis, ranked number 25 in the state, 6-2 versus the Nazareth Academy Roadrunners, ranked 5th in the state, 7-1. Nazareth gave Mount Carmel a run for their money for a little bit. St. Francis hasn't played a lot of people blown out of the water by Loyola, but they also did beat St. Rita by a lot. Not saying much this year, but St. Francis is a team that I don't want to joke around with. Cal?
Yeah, Nazareth, I mean, they, 7-1 losing to Mount Carmel, that's a good record. That's about as good as you could get for not being the best team in the state. So Nazareth, they got those good receivers, some strong team. They really looked well. I think they're going to defend this game, try to get another state championship under their belt. So I think they'll win this one pretty comfortably. It's going to be 42-14.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Roadrunners on this one. I mean, we saw earlier in the season they gave Carmel a run for their money, but the Caravan were pulling away there in the end, and they ended up winning that game. But a lot of changes have been made for this Roadrunners team. That was early in the season. It's later now. So I got the Roadrunners 42-30.
This St. Francis squad, remember, is the one that upset a powerful Loyola team last year. Those guys know how to play football over there. But if someone keeps showing you who they are, believe them. And Nazareth, with the exception of Mount Carmel, has been winning and winning and winning, and they're going to keep doing that until someone proves otherwise. So give me the Roadrunners. I don't know what score.
All right, you know what, guys? I got to be different. Jake Sestone, as I always mention when we bring on Nazareth, one of the best receivers in the state. Trenton Walker, fantastic receiver, running back duo. I don't think Nazareth gets this game done. I think they're at home. I think they get upset at home by St. Francis. Both teams moved to 7-2 in the season. I got St. Francis winning this game 10-7, low scoring.
Wow.
The next one that we have, and I mean, oh my gosh, a team from Illinois, Southern Illinois, East St. Louis, ranked number 35 in the nation, 5-2. Their only 2 losses come from out-of-state opponents. Number 23 ranked Bishop. Number 4 ranked Bishop, or number 5 ranked Bishop Gorman. I apologize. And then they lost to a team from New Jersey as well. Bergen Catholic, ranked number 17 in the country. IMG Academy Ascenders, 7-0, number 4 in the country. This game's be played at IMG Saturday at 12 o'clock. Cal?
Yeah, I mean, IMG's led by that strong sophomore quarterback. You don't see games like this a lot. If you were to ask basically anyone in the whole country to name the biggest high school, they'd say IMG. Everyone knows IMG. Shout out to Marco Vinci, who transferred from our Mount Carmel to attend IMG Academy. I think they're too strong. They're kind of like the holy grail of high schools. Seeing the facilities out there, seeing the programs they got.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. East St. Louis, though, they play tough. They play strong. They play their style of football, 5-2. Basically winning every game by 40, 50 points. There's been some history in this game, too. Even though it's not an in-state rivalry, these two teams have played each other so much that it's became a little bit of a rivalry. You see the highlights between this game. It gets chippy for sure. So East St. Louis will play their best, but I think IMG Academy, they're led by that sophomore quarterback. They're just too strong. I think they're going to win this game 24-21.
As I want to mention before I let Brendan speak, this game was played last year at East St. Louis, same day Mount Carmel played Loyola. 14 IMG, 13 East St. Louis. Last game, very close. East St. Louis, not the same team whatsoever. Lost a lot of guys, new quarterback, whole new receivers, new running back, 5-star Myson Johnson Cook transferred back in from DeSoto, Texas. With that in mind, Brendan.
Yeah, East St. Louis, they always give Carmel a tough battle when we play them. And just like you said, they did lose a lot of good players. And honestly, Rocco, I think home field advantage is going to play a big proponent in this game. East St. Louis having to travel all the way down to Florida. They're going to have to hop on a plane, go through all that process. And I think the Ascenders are going to get this one by a big one. Give me 40-10.
Yeah, listen, East St. Louis is one of the prides of the state of Illinois. The consistent excellence out of that school is something that is incredibly admirable. IMG exists to do one thing, and that's to be good at football. And as much as I would love to watch any school from Florida lose, just in general, IMG takes this one. That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I've been different this whole show. I'm not different this segment. IMG blows East St. Louis out of the water. I got IMG 35, East St. Louis 3. I think they're going to do a great job of containing that East St. Louis team. Don't get me wrong, very good team for in-state, but those 2 losses, out-of-state teams.
Yeah.
Those 5 in-state wins have been by 30 or more points to teams that have terrible records. East St. Louis has not proven themselves yet. CCL Blue matchup. Gary Little Stadium, Brother Rice Friday night at 7 o'clock. The number 3 Brother Rice Crusaders have the home field advantage against the Canadian Ignatius Wolfpack, who are 3-5 on the season. Cal?
Yeah, another good CCL Blue rivalry. It doesn't matter too much. Rice obviously needs a win, but I think they'll play pretty comfortably. They're a great team. This has been their best season they've had in a while. Ignatius, I had them losing to Paul and they won, and then I had them losing a little big, and they did lose big. So I'm going to roll with Brother Rice. It's kind of an easy pick here. CJ Gray quarterback. That D-line on Brother Rice I think is the second best in the state. They're going to win this game real comfortably. I got 60-0 for this game.
Oh, yeah, that D-line at Brother Rice against that triple options Ignatius offense, I think that if Ignatius runs the offense the right way this game, they can, maybe get a couple points on the board. But I do think Brother Rice's defense is going to win that matchup.
Yeah, honestly, I got to give it to Brother Rice. They have one of the best atmospheres in the entire state for football. Every time I've gone to a game at Rice, the stadium's always pumping. So I think I might get Rice on this one. Rice gave us a big challenge on the football field on homecoming. The Wolfpack, we were away that game. They didn't give it much of a challenge. In the first quarter it was, but we started pulling away in the second, third, and we ended up winning in the fourth. So I think the Crusaders are also going to win this one pretty comfortably. I'm going to get it 50-2. Not 2, 3.
Great job, Degler. Thank you. I remember that Ignatius game being a little more frustrating than I think you guys do.
Oh, very frustrating. I was very frustrated.
And credit to the Wolfpack, that option is tricky. But Rice has been impressive the whole time, and I don't think they're going to let what has been a pretty magical season go to waste on the last game of the regular season. And same with Nazareth. Their one loss is to a pretty indisputably strong Mount Carmel team. If they keep winning and winning and winning, make them prove you wrong first, and the Southsiders are going to take it. If it was in the West Loop, I could see it being a different story, but down on 99th and Pulaski, give me the Crusaders.
A wise man once told me, never pick Brother Rice. I was told I can never pick Brother Rice on this pregame show. So with that, give me my Ignatius boys on the upset this game, 21-20, St. Ignatius over Brother Rice.
Rocco, you know what? I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be 60-0. I'm changing my entire vote. I completely agree. They're going to run that option. They're going to go down the field. They're going to score. I think it's going to be 28-27 in a great game.
And you know what? Since we're changing stuff, I got to say, I grew up in Michigan, and our biggest rival was also a Brother Rice over there.
Oh.
And we weren't even – it was such a big rivalry. Orange was not allowed in the dress code. You would get a write-up if you wore orange to school. So I can't pick Brother Rice. Let's go Wolfpack.
That was crazy.
Came all the way around.
Power of persuasion, Rocco.
Yeah.
The last and final game of the Caravan's regular season. Horster Field Loyola Academy for a big change this year. Friday night at 6:30, Loyola Academy finally had lights put in permanently on their stadium. Ramblers coming to this matchup 4-3, not looking the best. Heavy sophomore team. 8 starters from that team are sophomores. Matthew Lee, the starting quarterback, sophomore. Jordan McKinley, starting receiver, sophomore. Most of their O-line, sophomores. The Caravan, though, roll in at the number 1 seed, 8-0. Emmett Dowling balling, Quentin Burrell balling, Mount Carmel's defense balling, Mount Carmel's kickers are even balling. Johan, almost perfect, only 1 missed PAT this year. Cal?
Yeah, this game, like you said, Loyola's team this year reminds me a lot of Mount Carmel's team last year. Great team, bunch of studs, but young. We had all these great juniors we had now were sophomores. A great team that could still win a bunch of games. We also had 3 losses last year. This year, Mount Carmel, they're different. 8-0, won every game pretty comfortably. There's very few things you got to do to beat Mount Carmel, and that's score a lot of points on the best defense in the state. Loyola's only scored more than 30 points twice this season, and Mount Carmel's only scored less than 30 points once this season. The odds are against them. the best offense and the best defense, they have to play a perfect game. Mount Carmel has to make a bunch of mistakes. Emmett Dowling, I remember Blaney Dowling, his senior year, a similar situation. We went down into Wilmette to play a great game, and Mount Carmel came up on top of that one. I hope that's something like this where Mount Carmel controls the ball, makes a bunch of big plays, gets this done, knocks the Ramblers out of clinching playoffs. I think this one, Mount Carmel will take it 42-21.
Ramblers, they're a very young team, a sophomore starting. And the Caravan, they are an older team. We have a lot of seniors that are playing very good right now. And the Caravan, I mean, these Rambler sophomores, they haven't experienced much, especially under the lights on a Friday night, and they need this game to clinch the playoffs. I don't know. That's a lot of pressure putting on sophomores. So I think the Caravan are going to be pretty comfortable in this one. Give me the Caravan 30-15.
Ramblers. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that was you about it. The door's right there.
No, I will say, so we had this alum on campus today, a great guitarist, professional musician, working with our music classes, and he is a Mount Carmel grad from the class in '96, and when we were getting lunch, we were talking about tomorrow's game, and he said, oh, so great, they've got it wrapped up because it's Loyola. And everyone at the table looked at him and went, what are you talking about? So I think, guys, back when he was a student in the 90s, the Mount Carmel Loyola game was nothing to get out of bed for. I think people don't realize what a cool golden age of the matchup between these two schools we're in right now. Think about the first Loyola game in Barta Dowling Stadium, a field goal as time expired. Think about 2 years ago up in Wilmette, a 2-point conversion at the end of the game that got stuffed. Think about a state championship team last year that had quite a tough time on its own home field. These are two programs that know each other well. Loyola knows how to beat Mount Carmel. That makes tomorrow exciting. We know that they need this game to get into the playoffs, so the motivation is high. Those are all cool things that set up a great day of high school football. That being said, this team is special. It's been fun to be around all year, and one of the things that I really admire about them, standing on the sideline for every game, is they have a really good ability when things are going wrong or things are tough on the field in a game to be on the sideline and chill out and keep a level head. That is something I've seen from them all year. I think maybe playing an amazing team like Archbishop Moeller at the beginning of the year and pulling out a win in incredibly last-second circumstances has helped them with that, but they are just better at keeping cool than even some of the same players last year went. And you know a program like Loyola is going to have good plays. They're going to have some good moments. They're going to have some good drives. And this Mount Carmel team is better set up to stay focused and execute when things matter. Look at how well they did after giving up a 14-point lead last week to Fenwick and then proceeding to march right down the field and take the game back. So it's going to be a fun one. It's a great Catholic League rivalry. It is going to be fun to be under the lights in Wilmette. Caravan are going to come home with a conference title.
Yeah, I would, to build off, I mean, Loyola's basically playing a do-or-die game. You can just imagine those do-or-die games, even us, we play other sports, those do-or-die games, you play extra better. You give 120% instead of 110%. Loyola is going to play extra tough for this one. They don't want to go home early. None of their coaches want them to go home early. I could expect them to just play exceptionally better than they have all year just because of those standards.
Yeah, something I want to touch on. The Mount Carmel senior class, my senior class, never beat Loyola. Freshman year, lost to Loyola. Varsity won. No freshman on varsity that year. Sophomore year, some sophomores on varsity didn't win that year. Sophomore team also lost. Last year, varsity lost to Loyola. This year, that's going to change. Even though Loyola is going to be playing, as Cal said, way harder, they don't want to go home early. They don't want to end that 20-year playoff streak. Mount Carmel takes this game, in my opinion, 42-7.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of blowout victories we have on our
slate
what? Today.
Yeah.
You know what? I like big numbers.
Yeah.
Fans, we got a perfectly brand new segment coming up for you after this commercial.
Ladies and gentlemen, save the date for Fight Night 2026. We'll see you on Saturday, April 25th for an exciting night of intramural boxing in our historical alumni gym. This Fathers Club tradition helps bring our entire community together to celebrate brotherhood at its finest.
Fans, we got a new segment here. This segment is called Will You Stay Perfect? There are currently 28 teams in the IHSA that are undefeated. Some of those streaks will end. Some of those streaks will continue. We're going to predict those games right here, right now. We're going to start in 1A, where I'm going to keep it 100%. I've never heard of any of these teams. I was looking on the IHSA website. Some of these schools have less than 200 kids. How do you feel about a football team with less than 200 kids? Beyond me. Mount Carmel's whole program, all the way down freshman, sophomore, varsity, almost 200 kids in it.
Yeah.
How do you feel to a football team with only 200 kids in your school? I don't know. But first game we got Stockton, who's 8-0 versus Forest and 5-3. I think Stockton stays perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, Stockton's got this one.
All
for
of-
sure.
all
That's what my
around.
research tells me.
Stockton.
I think we all agree that Stockton's got this one.
Second game we got Kewanee, who is a co-op team. They play with another school. They're going to play at Astoria, who is 2-6. Cal?
Going on the road to Astoria, it's going to be a tough environment, but I think Kewanee will pull through, get themselves to 9-0. The co-op team, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I think I've got the Kewanee team. They're 8-0 versus Astoria, who's 2-6. They just have all the momentum in that game.
Yeah, Mr. Perlberg?
Sure.
I got Kewanee staying perfect. There's two 1A teams that are going to stay perfect. Here we go. This is going to be the game of the night. So I am told down in 1A. Camp Point Central 8-0 takes on Whitehall. They're going to play at Whitehall. Whitehall's 0-8 in the season.
Well, that home field advantage.
That home field advantage is something special.
They've done, it's
You know what? That home field advantage is going to cause me to pick Whitehall to get the upset. Whitehall 1-8. Camp Point Central 8-1.
Yeah, if there's any Whitehall or Camp Point Center, if any of these teams, if you're a fan watching this pregame show somehow, make a comment, let us know something, tell us more about Whitehall football.
I was told Whitehall by the IHSA website, 178 kids in that school.
See,
Yeah, well,
that is where the coolest stories
Yeah.
come. If there are any Whitehall people watching, your whole town better be in that stadium
Yeah.
tomorrow
if you
night.
know a Whitehall fan,
This is how fun happens. There better be not a light on in your city, because when you end up beating Camp Point Central, it is going to be the greatest moment in those kids' lives. You better have 1,000 people, however many people live in Whitehall, they better be at your football field tomorrow night. That's when the cool moments happen. Give me Whitehall.
yeah.
All right. Here we go. The last one in 1A. Hardin, who is another co-op team, they're at 8-0. They're gonna play at home against Mount Sterling. Mount Sterling is a tough team, 7-1. You know what? This is a team that I did some research on. Mount Sterling's quarterback, almost 3,000 passing yards on the season.
Wow.
Yeah, Mount Sterling, I did some research too. I know they got a bunch of big D linemen. I think they're 7-1, great record. You know, we talked about those good 7-1 teams like Nazareth and Brother Rice. I think Mount Sterling will take down the undefeated co-op Hardin team and move to 8-1 and go into the playoffs.
Yeah, Rocco, like you said, a quarterback having 3,000 passing yards on a season, that's impressive at all levels of football. And that tells me they got a good quarterback, and quarterbacks score points for the team. So give me Mount Sterling.
Yeah, you know what? In my opinion, I don't think that good quarterback matters. Hardin's just too good of a team. I think they stay perfect.
Can you tie in the IHSA? No.
Right.
So let's go Mount Sterling.
Mount Sterling.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Here we go. Let's take a look at 2A. 2A has the most undefeated teams. First game, Taylor Ridge at Spring Valley, 3-5. Cal?
Taylor Ridge, Spring Valley. That it sounds like this is the two good golf courses. That's what this game has reminded me of. I think that Taylor Ridge will go to 9-0. You know, we're seeing a lot of these teams play on the road, similar to Mount Carmel, 8-0 going on the road. So that getting that 9th win is huge, but I think Taylor Ridge will get that 9th win.
Yeah, like I said on the last one, teams that have a losing record compared to teams that have a winning record, nonetheless an undefeated record, they just have all the momentum going into this game. And give me Taylor Ridge.
You know what? I think Taylor Ridge is going to win this game. Taylor made golf clubs. Taylor Ridge.
Yeah.
Ridge Country.
Ridge Beverly.
Yeah, Ridge
the
Country
signs
Club.
are all there.
Taylor
There
Ridge
you
is going to win this
go.
game. Stay perfect.
How can I argue with that logic?
Yeah.
Yep.
Second game, undefeated Westville at 8-0 are going to play at home against Gilman, who is 1-7. I don't think Gilman wins this game. I think Westville stays undefeated.
I agree. I don't think there's much to look into here. I think 1-7. That's tough. There's a lot of these teams. I'm interesting. We got another 1-7 team, so gonna be some easier games for the 2A bracket than when we get up to 8A and to get to 8-0. But I think Westville will stay undefeated.
Yeah, I'm just going with the same logic I've been going with the team that has the more winning record, I think, is going to win. So give me Westville.
This is the perfect segment for you then, because this is all about undefeated teams.
Yeah.
When there is, I'm not from Illinois, as you know. When we come across a town I've heard of, I will have a strong opinion.
Okay.
So Westville.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Third undefeated team is Johnson City. You know Johnson City, Tennessee? Jarius Rutger, Wagon Wheel.
Wow.
8-0 versus Sesser.
It's not those guys,
6
though, right?
and 2.
It's
No,
not
it's not.
okay.
No, we're not in
Yeah.
Tennessee. We're
All
not
right.
in Tennessee. We're in Illinois. I hope so, unless the IHC website was wrong. Hopefully not. You know, I like country music. I like Darius Rutger. I think Hootie and the Blowfish is playing at Smokeout. With that logic, give me Johnson City staying undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best. Johnson City sounds like a fun place to be. 8-0, 6-2, so this will be a better game. Johnson City's at home. I think they'll win this one.
Yeah, I think it was going to be a close game. We have an 8-0 team versus a 6-2 team. But I just got to be completely honest with you. Johnson City just sounds like a way more fun city than
100%.
Sesser.
We passed out the final exam in the intro to guitar classes today for trimester 1, and one of the songs they have to learn the chord progression to is Wagon Wheel by Darius Rugger. So how can it not be Johnson City?
Fourth undefeated team in 2A is Arthur. They're 8-0. They're going to play at Villa Grove. You know, the Grove at Ole Miss. My Ole Miss sticker's right here. My squirrel and my Ole Miss sticker. The Grove at Ole Miss, I'm told, is the place to be. I just got accepted into Ole Miss yesterday.
Congratulations.
I think
Rocco, all right.
that Villa Grove, just because of the squirrels, the Grove Squirrels at Ole Miss, I think they win this game. Give me Villa Grove to go 6-3 and Arthur to go 8-1.
Yeah, you know, a lot of great Mount Carmel alumni are at Ole Miss. Shout out to Ryan Clark, Hudson Eldridge,
yeah.
Michael Pinelli, all the Mount Carmel Caravan. They're now an Ole Miss Rebel. I think Villa Grove is going to take it just because of that. It's great logic. Villa Grove, give me this one.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make you boys mad. I'm not the biggest Ole Miss football fan.
It's okay.
I do like Lane Kiffin, though. I think he's a great coach.
It's okay.
But I just want to go against you guys. Give me Arthur.
How did this, just from the Grove, this became an Ole Miss referendum?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Grove
Okay.
and Ole
What do you
Miss.
like about
the
Ole
Grove
Miss?
Squirrels?
What do I like about a lot of great Caravan alums are down there, but also a couple of my former students from a former job who are spectacularly good musicians are probably just about to graduate from Ole Miss as well, which is great. But also a great former Mount Carmel teacher, Tom Villa. Got to go with Villa Grove.
Okay.
I like that. That was a deep.
We're
That
all-
reached
we're
deep in the bag for
we're
that
all
one.
Villa Grove here.
Deep in the bag for that one.
What an upset that'll be.
The fifth game in 2A, undefeated El Paso, not in El Paso, Texas, El Paso, Illinois, versus Shelbyville, 5-3. Texas, Tex-Mex, Texas food, Cowboys. El Paso wins this game.
Okay, I think you reached on that reference, but all I know is there's a minor league baseball team, the El Paso Chihuahuas. I would hope El Paso, this school, is also the Chihuahuas. So give me the Chihuahuas at home, staying undefeated, going to 9-0.
I do not know much about El Paso, Texas, El Paso, Illinois, or Shelbyville, Illinois. But give me Shelbyville.
We're giving everyone a lot of reasons to listen to us right now,
We
admitting
are.
all the things we don't know about this, yeah?
Yeah.
If they're not the Chihuahuas, they are now, Cal.
Yeah.
Let's go El Paso, 9-0.
All right, Farmington, who I believe did compete for a 2A state championship either last year or the year before. Don't fact check me on that one. They are 8-0. They play at a team who's 1-7. That 1-7 team, as Mr. Perlberg said, should have their whole town there. I don't think the whole town is going to matter in this game. Farmington is going to steamroll Manolissus.
Yeah, Farmington versus Manlius. That's a great name too. Good high school. That's good for them if they could pull off an upset. You know, kind of got to root for an underdogs here, but I think Farmington will go on the road, head into Manlius, whatever they call their stadium, and I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with you guys said. Farmington is 8-0 going against a 1-7 team. Farmington, they just got, again, all the momentum into this game.
My sister-in-law and her family are from Farmington, Michigan. So go Farmington. Thanks, Lauren.
The last undefeated team in 2A is the 8-0 Seneca versus Carlisle High School, 1-7. Not much to be said about this. I can't think of a reference off the top of my head for Seneca or Carlyville. You know what, Carlyville? iCarly. Spencer from iCarly. Spaghetti tacos. Give me Carlisle High School to win this game.
This is reminding me of the Signs by Jersey Jerry, a segment that Barstool does where they come up with signals to determine the winner of games.
Yeah.
Another one. We saved the best for last, some would say, but this is our last 2A game. You know what? Carlisle. I think they're gonna get this one done.
Rocco, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not a big iCarly guy, so give me Sessignac on this one.
Mr. Perlberg?
Boys, this is a school where we study philosophy, and you couldn't come up with a reference for Seneca? Okay. We'll deal with that later. Seneca goes 9-0.
In 3A. Now here in 3A is a school that I've heard of before.
Yeah.
Byron. Shout out to my guys from Byron. They were in the same hotel as us for the 3A basketball state championship my sophomore year when Mount Carmel sadly did lose to DePaul, but I don't want to talk about that. Had a great time with some guys from Byron at the hotel. The first game that we have, though, Richmond, up in northern Illinois. I actually do know where Richmond is. It's by my lake house in Lake Geneva, kind of just a couple miles south. And then Plano, not to get confused with Plano, Texas, another Texas reference. I think Richmond wins this game.
Yeah, Richmond, Virginia. This is not Richmond, Virginia. I can't. At Plano, so 3A is where we start to heat up with the schools. Like you said, I have heard of Richmond. I have heard of Byron. So I think Richmond will get the job done.
Rocco, I'm on the same boat with you. I also have a lake house up in Lake Geneva, and my dad does work at Northern Illinois University, and you say they were up in Northern Illinois. So give me Richmond.
Sure. Richmond
Keep it
sounds good to
going.
me. Yeah.
As I mentioned, my guys from Byron, 8-0. They scored 42. This is something that I do know. They scored 43 points in a quarter against, I don't know who the team was that they played. If they're scoring 43 points in a quarter, the team must have not been that great. But I do think Byron will stay undefeated, even though the Grove does have the Squirrels. But I think Byron will stay undefeated.
Yeah, that reminds me of last year when Mount Carmel scored 43 points in the second quarter, or 36 points, pardon me, in the second quarter versus St. Rita in that playoff game. So, good team. Definitely have an offense. No matter who you're playing, putting up 42 is not easy. So, let's go. They're going to win.
Yeah, give me Byron. I mean, scoring 42 in one quarter is just insane. If you get that going a whole game, that's over 160 points in an entire game.
Look
And
at that.
I've never
Math.
seen
Look
That's
at
good
that.
math.
and I've never seen a football team score 160 points.
This
So
kid's
give me
cruising
Byron.
towards finals. He's ready to
Look
rock.
at that.
Yeah.
Don't. Finals is a word that's not allowed on this show.
Well,
Mr. Proberg?
you boys abandoned the Grove fast. That was a
We
that was a
did.
Division I thing, and then nothing else. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Does Poplar Grove need a win to secure a playoff berth, or are they going to risk it at
there's-
5 and 4?
They
Yeah,
could
3A
risk it at
that-
5 and 4. 3A doesn't have a lot of great teams though.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's go. When you're on a roll, you're on a roll. Byron, it is. Let's go chalk.
Vandalia, another school that I have heard of, versus 0-8 Litchfield. Not much said about this game. Vandalia gets their 9th win.
Yeah, 0-8's tough. It's hard to go on the road at 0-8 to an undefeated Vandalia team. This Vandalia, that's a great name for a high school. I would love to go to Vandalia, so they're absolutely winning this game.
Yeah, I got Vandalia just because they're 8-0 and they're going against an 0-8
Yeah.
team.
Let me tell you something. When Vandalia and Litchfield get together, throw the record books out the window.
Yeah.
This is week 9. But it is at Vandalia, so I think I got to stick with it. It's the home field advantage.
That's a huge.
Williamsville, 8-0, versus Pleasant Plains. Not to be confused with Pleasant Park from Fortnite. But Williamsville is 8-0, but I did like to land at Pleasant Park, go in that little doghouse. There's a chest in there, as
Yeah.
always. I think Pleasant Plains wins this game and go to 5 and 4 and possibly make the playoffs.
Absolutely, Pleasant Plains is definitely if we're great name for a high school. I want to know what their mascot is. The Pleasant Plain, whatever it is. Sounds like a good golf course. Like I'd love to go out play Pleasant Plains with the boys on a Saturday morning. So I think they're going to upset, shutting down Williamsville, moving to 5 and 4, getting a playoff berth, and then winning the 3A state championship.
Rocco, I was never a good enough Fortnite player to land at Pleasant Park, so just for that, give me Williamsville.
You ever play Fortnite, Mr. Perlberg?
Not once, no.
It's okay.
So I can appreciate a good golf day with the boys, though.
Yeah.
And I like that you believe in them not just today, but all the way through the playoffs. I'm excited to go down to Bloomington and see Pleasant Plains compete for a state championship, and that march begins tonight.
Speaking of Bloomington, Bloomington Central Catholic comes into this game 8-0 versus Fairbury Central at 4-4. I got Bloomington.
Yeah, Bloomington. I want to go to Indiana University. That's a school. That's why when I think, should I do this homework?
I think we're talking about Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Just
But they got the
Have
same
states
names.
mattered to you that much so far
They
tonight,
got the
Rocco?
same name.
Come on.
It's like the whole out Texas thing with El Paso. So I think Bloomington, Illinois, is going to win against Fairbury Central.
Yeah. One of my brother's top choices to go to college was Indiana University. And me and Cal both love to play golf, and Bloomington CC sounds like Bloomington Country Club.
It does.
So give me Bloomington.
First Catholic school of this riveting segment we're doing. Got to run with that. Go Bloomington.
Yeah, for all the hardworking Bloomington football players, we don't want to.
We respect you.
Yeah, we respect you guys.
We do.
All right, here we go. 4A, will you stay perfect? Got Morris coming in this game 8-0 versus Byron Center, Michigan. Mr. Perlberg, you know what that is?
I do indeed.
Mr. Perlberg knows what that is. Do you like them or no?
No strong opinions on Byron Center either way, but let me tell you something. When you mess with the mitten, you better be ready to play. Byron Center's not coming for some,
They're not driving all this way
they're not
from
driving
Michigan.
all this way just
To
to
wherever-
see the sights and take a picture at the bean. Byron Center's got this. You better watch out, Morris.
I think Byron Center does win this game.
Max Prep actually has Morris, Illinois ranked as the 10th best team in the state. And
Wow.
internet star Gail Lewis worked at Morris in the Walmart in
She
Morris,
did work at
Illinois.
Walmart in Morris, Illinois. I
So
did forget
Morris
about
is
that.
absolutely going to win this game. And they're ranked 10 by Max Preps. You can't knock that. That means you're a good football team. I think they will win the 4A state championship and go to 9-0.
I think we're going back to the college football realm. Personally, right now, I think University of Illinois is better than the University of Michigan right now. So give me just Morris.
I think that all the time. But
Oh.
it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Only-
but we're talking
More on
states
that
now.
later.
We're talking
Yeah.
states.
Olney comes into this game 8-0 versus Robinson. 3-5. I got Olney staying undefeated.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Robinson maybe it's the town Robinson, but if it's named after like a Robinson, I would want to know what Robinson it is. So for that fact, only I think we'll get this win and stay undefeated.
I think Olney's going to get this win and go to 9-0.
Yeah.
I like the name Olney. Let's do it.
I wonder what their
Yeah, that's
mascot
neat,
is.
yeah.
There's a lot of potential there.
All right, this game is this is the first game between two schools that we all know playing in the Chicago Christian Land Conference. Bishop McNamara comes in at 8-0. They got a great baseball player on Bishop McNamara versus St. Edward 1-7. Give me Bishop McNamara to lose this game to St. Edward. Go 8-1. Give me St. Ed's in this game.
Rocco, jeez.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you say we all know these schools, I think I've probably just heard the name. If you said to point out on a map where each of these schools are.
Bishop McNamara's in Kankakee.
Okay, that's something. I remember one of my friends was St. Edward for a Saints project in 4th grade, so I also agree they're going to get this win and go to 2-7.
I'm going to take Bishop McNamara.
This is the first school on this list I've ever seen in person play. No Bishop Mac, seen him play. They take it.
Fourth undefeated team in 8A, Benton, comes in this game at 8-0 versus Harrisburg, 3-5. I got Benton staying undefeated.
Yeah, Benton. That's not much I could say about this one. I think Benton's going to go to 9-0.
I'm going to take Harrisburg on this one. It sounds like a Civil War battle was fought in a town called Harrisburg,
Oh, yeah,
but
maybe.
that's not true. Just give me Harrisburg.
All right, Carterville, 8-0 at Anna Jonesboro, 0-8. I don't think this is a close game. I think Carterville is going to lose this game by 1 point. Give me 2-1 or 3-2. I apologize. I want to see a safety in this game.
One thing that I want to give Iowa State credit to for all these, each A, there's been an 8-0 versus an 0-8 matchup.
Yeah.
Gives a huge opportunity for a miracle for a team. The Iowa State, the schedule makers, they did great job giving those opportunities. So, and Jonesboro, I'm not going to make a pick for this game. And Jonesboro, if they want to go out and they could go out and win this game and have a crazy upset.
Yeah, Even though they're going against, and Jonesboro's going against an 8-0 team. My sister name is Anna, and it's spelled that exact same way. So give me Anna Jonesboro.
I like that.
What do we keep saying? When it's an 8-0 team at an 0-8 team, home field matters.
The
Anna
whole town is
Jonesboro,
going to be there,
they
too.
better be. Is that a town? Is Anna Jonesboro a town?
I don't know.
No.
Whatever town that's in better
Yeah.
all be
They-
there. if
you
you're
better
in
all
Anna
be there
Jonesboro.
tonight.
Whatever.
Yeah. What
yeah.
possibly
Or who
could be
Anna
going
Jonesboro
on
was.
that is more important than this?
All right, now we get into the familiar schools. I know both of these teams. Montini, who we always talk about, has Israel Abrams at quarterback, under the helm, leading that offense to a perfect 8-0 record. St. Lawrence has Coach Pat Swanson, one of my favorite teachers at Mount Carmel, one of my favorite coaches. Give me the Vikings in this game to move to 6-3 and Montini to move to 8-1. Coach Swanson, make it happen.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, this will be a great game. Coach Swanson, head coach for St. Lawrence. He was here last year. I remember he ran the intramurals. My intramural football team, intramural basketball team, pardon me, were the last seed. Played against the 1 seed in the playoffs. Had a chance to hit a game-winning shot, and it rimmed out. We lost. So
my intramural team, I just want to mention, went 15-0 last season.
Wow.
Perfect record. We even played the 5th period intramural champions, beat them by 3 touchdowns.
That's so cool.
Isn't it?
yeah,
Fun
that's-
fact.
that's-
My intramural football team loaded Connor Allentenny at quarterback.
Coach Swanson's team might lose because of that fact you just stated, but I hope they could still get it done. Coach Swanson, they're going to upset Israel Abrams, one of the best quarterbacks that I've seen his film. They're going to win, go to 6-3.
I got the Vikings. Coach Swanson, in the years past, he brought a lot of good defensive knowledge to that Caravan defense. And the 2022 Caravan defense is one of the best defenses I've ever saw in all of football. So give me the Vikings.
Know a lot of people at St. Lawrence, like a lot of friends, a lot of good people there. I think it's awesome what Coach Swanson is doing with that program. They're going to be clicking quick. Montini, they're the real deal.
They are the real deal.
Totally unbiased picking, though.
No,
we
not
think
at
St.
all. Oh, yeah.
Lawrence is going to win.
Prairie
I know. I
Ridge,
did.
Yeah.
8-0. They're another great team versus Crystal Lake South at 1-7. The town of Crystal Lake has some wonderful people. I used to play hockey up there a couple times a year. Crystal Lake Yellow Jackets. Rink wasn't the best. They did beat us by a lot, and it was a sad drive home. But it's going to be a sad drive home for Crystal Lake this game. Prairie Ridge is going to go to 9-0.
What position were you, Rocco?
I was a defenseman.
defenseman.
Wow.
Nice, yeah. Prairie Ridge 8-0, 5A. Prairie Ridge is definitely going to want to make a run at the state championship. Having to go through Montini will be tough, but I think Prairie Ridge, this will be a good prep game for them. Move to 9-0.
Yeah, I remember on Instagram 2 years ago, Slow Shay was posting scores in
Prairie Ridge was the truth.
and almost every week I've seen Prairie Ridge put up 50
Numbers.
or more points. So I got Prairie Ridge.
I'm unlike you, Rocco. I don't know a single good person from Crystal Lake. So
Good person, is that directed that, bad people? From?
no, I don't know anyone from
Anyone
Crystal
else?
Lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just
So
want to make sure.
no, but you know what? Way to pick up on it. So let's go Prairie Ridge.
All right. This is a familiar name for the Caravan.
Yeah.
Belvedere North, not the familiar name. 8-0 are going to play at home versus the Harlem Huskies, who the Caravan took down in the first round this year. Harlem had some great people, fantastic hospitality up there at Harlem. I think they win this game.
Yeah, Harlem, it was actually an upset last year. Mount Carmel was the 16th seed.
19,
19th seed. Harlem was the 11th seed.
14 seed.
14th seed.
It's okay.
Get 'em.
The numbers aren't.
okay.
Yeah. So we went to their stadium, got the upset victory. So I think Harlem it was a good game. I think Harlem, got to show some support from round one up in Rockford, I believe, or somewhere around there.
McKinstry Park, actually.
outside,
McKen
yep.
Street. I think Harlem will get this win.
Harlem, they are the Harlem Huskies. And as I mentioned, my dad works at NIU, and they are the NIU Huskies. So give me Harlem.
The people at Harlem last year were wonderful, and I wish them all well. And I want them to get this win and go 8-1. Good luck in the playoffs to the Huskies.
All right. 6A, will you stay perfect? Glenwood, 8-0 at Springfield High School, down in Abraham Lincoln's territory. 5-3 down there in Springfield. I think Glenwood goes undefeated.
I disagree. Like I said, our AP Government Politics guys, Abraham Lincoln, names came up a few times. Springfield, taking that trip in 7th grade.
Yeah.
We drove down there, had a great time.
It was a great time down there. I went there, too.
I think they're going to get this win.
I'm going to take Glenwood. I mean, these 8-0 teams I think they just got all the momentum. They just going to keep rolling. So I just got Glenwood.
Yeah, let's go Lincoln, baby. Springfield.
Yeah.
Land of Lincoln.
Land of Lincoln.
Honest Abe.
Second team undefeated in 6A is Wakanda. They are 8-0. They're going to play at Lake Villa, 6-2. I think Lake Villa takes this game 6-3 or 7-2. I apologize. 72 is my hockey number back in the day. 7-2. I like that. Give me Lake Villa to go 7-2 on the season.
Wakanda, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. One of my favorite superhero movies. They're also a great football team.
Lake Villa sounds like a cool place, and I would love to go there. So give me Lake Villa.
There's a 0% chance we're getting out of this segment without a Black Panther reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was trying not to make it.
I could feel you, and I admire your restraint.
Wakanda
on that
Forever.
one. Oh, okay, great. Let's go Lake Villa, because I've been Villa earlier, riding the Villa
Yeah,
train.
I like that.
7-2 Lake Villa.
All right, Riverside, this is actually a rivalry matchup. So I am told by my friend Alex Lutz, Jr. over at Glenbard East. Dom Leroy, Mount Carmel, my graphic designer, transferred to Glenbard East. Riverside Brookfield, 8-0, hosted a fantastic Summer League tournament. I also did watch Kenwood basketball team last year win a game by almost 100 points, scored 122 points. Versus Benito Juarez. Benito Juarez only scored 34. With that being said, give me Glenbard East to take this game.
I'm going to go Glenbard East.
I'm going to go Glenbard East. Dom Leroy, he was a lacrosse player.
Great guy.
Always willing to get better. So
Absolute. That is the definition of a glue guy right there.
He is. Give me Glenbard East.
Do I want to know what the definition of? Never mind. We've
Glue
spent
guy
enough-
keeps
okay.
the team together.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Okay, cool. I've been going with the underdog a lot on this one, but I'm feeling Glenbard East. I'm feeling them.
Yeah.
No 7A
7A.
teams are undefeated.
Wow.
Nobody.
Mount Carmel obviously has moved up to 8A, or else if they
Otherwise,
still were there.
Nobody
Yeah.
in 7A is undefeated. All right, fans, another new segment coming your way in just about 30 seconds. This segment is called Who Leads the Team In? It's a trivia session hosted by Cal.
Prospective students can shadow a current student any day school is in session. Follow a current student schedule and learn more about why Mount Carmel is the perfect place for a young man to learn and grow. Visit www.mchs.org/visitmc to register and learn more.
Welcome back. This is a new segment called Who Leads the Team In, hosted by Cal Cavazzos. I came up with a set of trivia questions. Audience, you guys could play along, but Mr. Perlberg and Brendan will be our contestants today. This is about a bunch of stats and other trivia along with about Mount Carmel football. So, who leads the team in? Receptions. There's multiple choice. Your options are A, Jamari Brown, B, Nate Samuels, C, Quentin Burrell, and D, Stephen Winkler.
Interesting. Well, listen. If we're Who Wants to Be a Millionairing this and taking the 50-50 shot, I think it's either Jamari Brown or Quentin Burrell. Quentin Burrell leads in a lot, but Jamari Brown this year has been great at some short passes under center that don't, maybe go all the way, but keeps the sticks moving. So my first thought was Q, but I'm going with Jamari.
What do you think, Brennan?
It's sad to see. I don't think it is Stephen Winkler, but I love Stephen Winkler. But I can't go with him because I'm trying to win against Mr. Perlberg here. I got Quentin Burrell, though. He just leads the team
I think
in a
that's
lot
smart.
of receiving stats.
Your answer is Quentin Burrell.
Shoot.
So 1 point
See,
to
my
Brendan,
thought is
getting
usually
that
when
right.
Quentin Burrell catches the ball, the drive is over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
If it was
he's definitely got the
touchdowns.
longest
all right.
catches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next, going to the defensive side. Who leads the team in interceptions? Option A, Dean Kemp. Option B, Tavares Harrington. Option C, Cullen Winters. Or option D, Isaac Saldana.
Well, all right. I went first last time.
Letter A, Dean Kempf. He is in Cal and I's U.S. government class, but I know he does have one interception on the season, and I also know Tavares Harrington has more than that, so give me Tavares Harrington.
Yeah, unfortunately, Isaac Saldana, awesome kid, joining the squad this year, but he's been out for several games. He missed a huge chunk of the season. I'm going with Mr. Harrington as well.
Yeah, Isaac obviously had that big punt return, that blocked
Yeah.
punt.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
his
awesome.
shining moment
Mhm.
against Mo Waller. So, let's see. You guys are both
Look at
correct.
that.
It is
All right.
Tavares Harrington.
Playing from behind.
Yeah. Next one. Who leads the team in tackles for loss? Some great great defensive players here. You got option A, Joey Quinn. Option B, who we've said before, Steven Winkler. Option C, Caleb Tucker. And option D, Gavin Conjar.
Yeah. It's got to be number one. It's got to be Gavin Conjar.
So what I've seen in years past from the Caravan defense, we do have two great defensive ends, Joey Quinn and Braden Jones. But, Mr. Perlberg, you know who led the teams in sack last year?
I do not.
Matt Muha did.
I did know that.
And Steven Winkler basically plays the same position as Matt Muha. So give me Steven Winkler.
Okay. Yeah, answer is Gavin Conjar,
Right.
the captain. Correct.
I lost one there.
We're tied.
Next question. We're going to go to punt yardage. Shout out to the special teams players, the punters. This is an interesting one because option A is your starting quarterback, obviously, Emmett Dowling. And then your second option is the listed on the depth chart as the starting punter, Dean Kempf. And then your backup punter from me and Brennan's alma mater, St. Barnabas, Owen Morgan.
Go Buckeyes. Can't believe I said that out loud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Take it away.
Take it away, Brennan.
So if I remember correctly from the media guide that me and Cal get before every game that we get all of our stats from, I do remember Emmett Dowling having one more yard on Dean Kempf, if I remember correctly. So give me Emmett Dowling.
It's very possible that you only need one hand to count the number of times we've punted this season. So that makes it kind of a tough question. Yeah, he may have been ahead by a yard going into the Fenwick game, but Dean Kempf has uncorked a few in the last 2 weeks. And you know what? He plays a decent guitar when he wants to. So I'm going with B, Dean Kempf.
Well, yeah, it'll be Dean.
Oh.
Got a few boots in the air against Joliet.
He did.
I think that's he
Beauties.
only had, I believe, one punt until the Brother Rice game.
Right.
And then obviously some other defenses started to play well. He had to get a few up in the air. Our next one is season touchdowns, but all time, this one.
So single season, but all time.
Yes. Single season, all time. Some great names on this list.
Indeed.
Jordan Lynch, your first option. Your second option, who just graduated last year, and now at Vanderbilt University, Jack Elliott. Option C, playing football at Eastern Illinois, also was pretty recently, Blaney Dowling. And option D, obviously nominated for the NFL Hall of Fame, played for the Eagles, one of Mount Carmel's best quarterbacks of all time, went on to Syracuse, Donovan McNabb.
That was a good one. I don't remember hearing about Jack breaking this record last year, and I feel like I would have if it had happened.
Yeah.
All right, my intuition, this is all, other than Jack, everyone here is before my time. I'm going to go with Blaney Dowling.
So Jordan Lynch and Donovan McNabb, they were under the Frank Lenti offense. A lot of running. And I do not know if there was many rushing touchdowns from quarterbacks, and there wasn't many passing. So that leaves two options, Jack Elliott and Blaney Dowling. I feel like in 2022, Blaney Dowling was dropping like 5 touchdowns a game. So
I'll take your word for it.
Let's see. Is Blaney Dowling
Okay.
Blaney Dowling had 43 touchdowns in like that year you said 2022. Emmett Dowling currently is on pace to break that record. So it's interesting to see how he goes into the playoffs because he's at 27 right now through 8 games. He's got 6 games left to just get it 17 to break it. So that'll be interesting. His younger brother, Emmett. And also, Jack Elliott holds every other Mount Carmel quarterback record besides this one. Our next question is, which Canadian Football League team did our head coach, Coach Lynch, play for? This is where it gets tough. It does say it right outside his office on a plaque that was made. Your options are the Edmonton Elk, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, the Shreveport Pirates, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
My heart says Hamilton Tiger Cats, but my head says Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Okay, good guess. What do you think, Brennan?
it's like one of those questions on a test that you just don't know if any of the options are correct. I like the name Edmonton Elk, so give me Edmonton Elk.
That's like one of those questions where you guess and get it right. Brendan takes the lead. great guess. Yeah, I mean, he played for a couple teams, but no other ones. Edmonton Elk, I believe he started. It was his first team. Who did Mount Carmel beat in their first state championship? Did they beat St. Rita, East St. Louis, Hinsdale South, or Naperville Central? Brendan?
A lot of people are going to be mad at me if I don't get this one right. Give me B. It's
East St. Louis?
Yeah.
Okay, good pick. What do you think?
I know it's not St. Rita. I don't think it's East St. Louis. I'm going with, I think it's C or D. Both of those sound familiar as state title opponents for us. But this is all the way back in 1980, right?
Yeah, I believe somewhere around that.
Give me Naperville Central. We're going to throw that one out there.
Neither of you guys.
Oh, I was close.
Hinsdale South, you were
Oh.
right on the right track.
Mhm.
Yeah, they played Hinsdale South in a couple of state championships at that time.
Yep.
Who did Mount Carmel beat 5 years in a row in the 7A playoffs?
oh gosh.
St. Rita, Downers Grove North, Batavia, or Detroit Catholic Central? What do you guys think?
I would have remembered
Take
if
it
it was
away.
Detroit Catholic Central. Yes, no, it was definitely not those guys. I'm pretty sure I've been at several of these, and I think it's the Batavia Bulldogs.
Brendan?
I definitely know it's not Detroit Catholic Central.
But we've also played St. Rita a lot.
We have
In the
played
last
St.
few
Rita a lot, but I gotta go to one of my mentors, Matt Malloy. What just happened? Give me Batavia.
Yeah, you guys both got that right. Some big blowouts against Batavia. I see what you did, try to lead him to go St. Rita.
I
but
did a little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. I see you guys
Batavia.
doing the deep dive Mr. Perlberg
This is
research,
correct
huh?
Yeah.
answer.
Wow.
Okay, we got a couple more, maybe just one more question. Let's see. When was the last time Michigan State beat Michigan? So we're going to college football now. What do you guys think? Your options are never, 2021, 2000, or 1776.
Mr. Dagler,
Yeah, Brendan, you take it away first.
if you say A, I swear to God, I'm writing you up.
I don't think it was never because for some reason in my memory, I feel like Michigan State was better at Michigan at one point, maybe in the Kirk Cousins era, but none of the Kirk Cousins era is on this option list. But 2021 Michigan was a very powerful Michigan team, so I just gotta go see.
2000. Well, Mr. Dagler, you're right about one thing. Spartans did beat Michigan in 2000 on a touchdown pass with 1 second, and there was 1 second left on the clock. Let's be very clear about that. With 1 second left to TJ Duckett in the back of the end. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was 2001. Never mind. We lost in 2000. We lost pretty bad.
Oh.
In 1776, neither school existed, so there's that. But in 2021, you're right, a pretty good Michigan team rolls into East Lansing, but they had never heard of Kenneth Walker III.
Oh, yeah.
Who scored 5 touchdowns on the road that game and broke a Big Ten rushing touchdown single game record set by anybody? Red Grange. Go Green. The
I was
answer
gonna
is
say Le'Veon
B.
Bell.
I know, right? Yeah.
Okay,
The answer is
B.
B. I was standing outside the stadium for that game because I could not afford tickets. It's pretty great.
And you're right, Mr. Perlberg
Go
ties the
Green.
trivia at the end with B.
Wait, is it tied now? All right. Look at me.
Bad news. That is the last question.
Wow.
Shoot.
So, whoever's does those, will they stay undefeated score predictions will be our tiebreaker. We'll look into that
all
later.
right.
Thanks, everybody,
Shoot.
for joining us on some Mount Carmel football trivia.
Building men since 1900 through Catholic Carmelite values. Time does not stand still, but one thing at 64th and Dante does. Our mission of teaching boys to become men. Our motto states, you came to Mount Carmel as a boy. If you care to struggle and work at it, you'll leave as a man. Come experience how Mount Carmel changes lives. We are MC.
All right, fans, this is where it all comes down to. The couple slides we have prepared for you guys. Let's take a look at the 2025 offensive stats. Emmett Dowling has completed 150 passes and thrown for 2,153 yards. Quentin Burrell has 42 receptions for 745 yards. Emmett also leads the team in rushing touchdowns with 6. He has 800, or not him. The team has 820 total team rushing yards.
Let's look at our 2025 defensive stats. Roman Iguabike leads the team with 69 tackles. 7 total forced fumbles on the season. 1 was returned for 95 yards. 15 total sacks. Darian Graham leads the team with 2.5 sacks. 12 PBUs this season, pass breakups. 9 interceptions and 1 interception for a return. Cullen Winters 80 yards versus Bennett.
That Cullen Winters touchdown return was the most electric thing I've ever been a part
Yeah.
of. Even though the Caravan, I believe, were up by over 40 points at that point, that was electric.
That was awesome, yeah.
Let's take a peek at the all-time record. The Caravan lead the all-time series versus Loyola, 39 wins, 28 losses, and 4 ties. The last tie came in 1972, where the score was 14-14. Last time the game went to overtime was up at Loyola in 2012 when the Ramblers won 30-24. And Loyola is the only team that Coach Lynch has a losing record to. He's 3-4 against the Ramblers. Kind of crazy to think about. That's the one team.
Yeah.
They've kind of had our number
They
in the
have
past
had-
couple years.
Not even our number.
unfortunately.
They've had Coach Lynch's number for a while.
They have.
Let's take a look at our star sophomore, Marshawn Thornton.
Yep, the Thornton file, built on Dante, Marshawn Thornton, just a sophomore wide receiver. He's got 413 receiving yards through just 7 games played, 8 touchdowns, averaging 15.3 yards per catch, holds over 20 Division I offers, is averaging 60 yards a game. His longest reception of the year was 61 yards versus Archbishop Moeller in Week 1.
Let's take a look at our star running back this year, who has kind of emerged from the shadows.
He has.
Nate Samuels. The Samuels file built on Dante. Nate Samuels, a junior running back. He's got 247 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, averaging 5.5 yards per carry, just over the NFL league average of 5.1 yards per carry. He's got 154 receiving yards, so he's also a catchable. He's also a catching back, kind of like Darian Dupree was. On the catch, he averages 10.3 yards.
What a performance he had last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He got almost half of those rush. He had 114 rushing yards versus Fenwick.
I mean, you want to talk about the running game stabilizing a crazy night, and Nate was key to that. Forget the winning touchdown. That was Samuels on that last one, right?
Yeah.
But just throughout the night, you want to talk about moving the chains when we needed it. Nate was awesome.
He was great. Ever since that Rice game was kind
Yeah.
of his breakout, and he's just been playing amazing since.
Let's take a look at the other side of the ball. Tavares Harrington.
Shout out to Tavares, got him right in the trivia question. Junior cornerback, 2 interceptions, 95-yard fumble return for a touchdown, 1 blocked kick, 29 tackles, 1 sack, and holds 20-plus Division I offers.
Yeah, that fumble return touchdown against Ignatius.
Sealed the game,
Yeah,
basically.
Did basically
that
did
was
seal the game. Let's take a look at someone else on both sides of the ball, Gavin Conjar.
Yep, the Conjar file. Senior, inside linebacker, and tight end. Like Rocco just said, plays both sides of the ball. He's got 38 tackles this season. 15 are by himself, 23 are assisted. 6 TFLs for a loss of 18.5 yards. Like you said, leads the team in tackle for losses. He's got 2 sacks for 12 yards. Also got an interception against Joliet Catholic for 14 yards. Has 45 receiving yards on offense with a TD.
Yeah, he had a touchdown reception, which is the photo you see in the bottom right corner of your screen. He had a touchdown against Joliet Catholic, his first and only on the season. Also, a scholar, I'm told. He was nominated for the Great American Rivalry Scholarship.
Yeah.
He's you will see his picture in the main hallway of the top 10 in each class, right?
Yeah.
He's
You
doing
will.
excellent
I am
there.
told. Let's take a look at the CCL Blue. One of the best conferences in the state in Week 9 is today. Let's look at the standings. Caravan lead the conference 2-0, 8 wins, 0 losses in the season. Have an opponent win total of 42. And what that basically means, fans at home, the way the IHSA playoff seeding works is it first goes to your record. So if you're 8-0, like the Caravan, are you the 1 seed in 8A? If the Caravan so happened to not be 8-0, it would go based off of the opponent wins. So Mount Carmel has played an opponent win total of 42, so that basically means all the teams we've played so far, they add up that win total and combine them together. Like, look at St. Ignatius. They have not played an easy schedule. 46 opponent wins, which is the most in 8A.
Yeah, that's what it is playing the CCL Blue. I think that's a great determining factor. I think college and professional should adopt that. But when you play in the CCL Blue, you're going to play teams that get 44 wins.
Yeah. Brother Rice, 1-1, 7-1 in the season, 35 opponent win total. Not many. Not played a lot of good teams. They also have 306 points for and only 96 against. They've allowed under 100 points on the season, which is pretty impressive. Loyola Academy 1-1 at a 4-3 record, 44 opponent wins without a Week 2 game. So they have played a hard schedule this year. And then St. Ignatius 0-2 in the conference, 2-6 on the season, 46 win total. So they've played a rough schedule. Let's take a look at the last 5 times the Caravan have took on the Ramblers.
In 2024, 31-7. 2023, 21-23. 2022, 42-37. 2021, 19-21. 2021 again, 17-35. That was a COVID season.
Yeah, Loyola, as we mentioned earlier, has had our number for a while. 4 losses within 4 years of each other. 2 losses in the same year because of that COVID year. Loyola kind of won by a large margin that year.
Yeah, two close games, though. You could see how competitive a series it is. And that one win was on the road in Wilmette. I mean, that's probably the most talked about game on this show. That was just such a legendary game. Mm-hmm. As you see, our only win the past 5 years against the Ramblers.
Something else I want to touch on. That loss last year is the most points scored by an opponent at Barter-Dowling Stadium and is also the worst loss Mount Carmel has suffered at Barter-Dowling Stadium. This broadcast, as always, is presented by members of the Caravan Media Group, moderated by Miss Eleanor Menke and Mr. Tony DiFilippo. The hosts of this pregame show are myself, Brendan Agler and Cal, and our special guest, Mr. Perlberg. Mr. Perlberg, thank you so much for coming on.
Fellas, what a treat.
Thank you.
It was.
Yeah.
Fans, make sure to turn your TV to the U, Channel 26 if you're on DirecTV, also on YouTube TV and Fubo TV. Turn your channels to WCIU, the U, Channel 26. Fans, if you can't make it to that game, I hope to see you at Loyola. If you see me, come say hi. If you see any of us, come say hi. Tell us what a great job we did, or tell us what a bad job we did if you didn't like it. Hope to see you all at Loyola Academy. If not, turn your channels to the U. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Rocco Lopez.
Go Caravan.
Go Caravan.
Go Caravan.